North Korea leader Kim Jong-un and his sister Kim Yo-jong at the Inter-Korean Summit in Panmunjom, South Korea, last month. Photo, Getty Images. With just weeks to go before U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un are expected to hold their first summit, Pyongyang yesterday criticized what it called misleading claims that Mr. Trump's policy of maximum political pressure and sanctions is what drove the North to the negotiating table. The North's official news agency quoted a foreign ministry spokesman warning the claims are a dangerous attempt to ruin a budding détente on the Korean peninsula after Kim's summit late last month with South Korean President Moon Jae-in. At the summit, Mr. Kim agreed to a number of measures aimed at improving North-South ties and indicated he is willing to discuss the denuclearization of the peninsula, though exactly what that would entail and what conditions the North might require have not yet been explained. Mr. Trump and senior U.S. officials have suggested repeatedly that Washington's tough policy toward North Korea, along with pressure on its main trading partner, China, have played a decisive role in turning around what had been an extremely tense situation. Just last year, as Mr. Kim was launching long-range missiles at a record pace and trading vulgar insults with Mr. Trump, it would have seemed unthinkable for the topic of denuclearization to be on the table. But the North's statement yesterday seemed to be aimed at strengthening Mr. Kim's position going into his meeting with Mr. Trump. Pyongyang claims Mr. Kim himself is the driver of the current situation. The U.S. is deliberately provoking the DPRK at the time when the situation on the Korean peninsula is moving toward peace and reconciliation, the spokesman was quoted as saying. DPRK stands for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the North's formal name. Mr. Kim and Mr. Trump are expected to meet later this month or in early June. Mr. Trump has indicated the date and place have been chosen and said he believed the demilitarized zone that divides the Koreas might be a good venue. Singapore was also believed to be a potential site. Experts are split over whether Mr. Kim's statement made with Mr. Moon at the DMZ marks a unique opening for progress or a rehash of Pyongyang's long-standing demand for security guarantees. Yesterday's comments were among the very few the North has made since Mr. Trump agreed in March to the meeting. The spokesman warned the U.S. not to interpret Pyongyang's willingness to talk as a sign of weakness. He also criticized Washington for its ongoing pressure and military threats, and its position that such pressure wouldn't be eased until North Korea gives up its nuclear weapons completely. Before Mr. Trump meets Mr. Kim, Washington is hoping to secure the release of 3 Korean Americans accused of anti-state activities. Mr. Trump hinted the release of Kim Dong-chul, Kim Hak-song and Tony Kim was in the offing. There was no sign of an imminent release yesterday, though the men had reportedly been moved to the Capitol. The White House, meanwhile, has announced a separate meeting between Mr. Trump and Mr. Moon at the White House on May 22 to continue their close coordination on developments regarding the Korean peninsula. Irish Independent.